afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. Well, if I'm being honest, it's been a very long week, but I'm doing all right now. What about you?
Yeah, it's pretty good, pretty okay here as well. So how's your family? Something you told me you're busy with something. All good?
Mm, somebody very close to us passed away, so
Oh,
still my mom is grieving, but I'm all right.
okay,
I don't want to ruin this, with all this talk. Let's talk something else. Is it
okay.
okay?
Yeah, that's okay. I was just asking if you're okay to talk. Okay, how were your
Yeah,
exams?
they went fine. It was my final year, and actually I had studied. I had read, I think there were five novels. So I had read everything. So
Mhm.
it went fine, you know.
Okay, are you done?
I had not done. Yeah, my last paper was on 3rd of September, so I'm fine now.
Okay, right. Okay, so yeah, I know you, but please introduce
Yeah.
yourself again for the audience.
Sure. Well, my name is Roshan, and I am from Bihar. Final year student of English honors, and to pay my bills, I teach in a school. I love reading, watching movies, and now I have started my YouTube channel where I'm getting used to chatting with people and I talk about books. This is from my side.
Okay. So have you started having conversations for your channel? Are you talking to more people online?
Uh, I, Only two people I have talked so far. It was you, and the very next day I chatted with Priyanka. I think I got our ID from your channel. So this only two people I have talked so far.
Yeah.
I told you about that week. So
Mm,
this is the first conversation I'm having,
mm,
and let's see. I have texted a few people, but I haven't received any response so far, apart
mm,
from Priyanka and another. I don't know her name, but I have got a few replies. Let's see when I'm going to talk to them.
mm. I actually
Yeah,
love the name of your channel. Uh, what was the inspiration or idea behind it?
actually, thank you. You are the only person that have understood what I have actually written there. Because whomever I have shared my channel with, they ask, "What is this word escapes?"
Oh,
I'm a kind of person who, yeah, I'm a kind of person who likes to, be. I don't know how to explain it. I'm into the world of stories. You get my point? I'm kind of guy who likes to escape through movies, books. So that's how I got the idea. I read books just so that I can forget whatever is going in my life, all those responsibilities. And then movies. So I got this idea that the reason I watch movies, the reason I read books, let's have that in my name. It's not,
mm.
but no, nobody gets it. You are the only person who have understood it. So I feel very nice right now.
It is a very nice name and it's intriguing. Roshan Escapes is somewhat you get fascinated by the name
Yeah.
of the channel itself. And the content is equally like that. It is something that you want to escape from your
Yeah.
daily grind, fitness, working out,
Hmm.
books, or I think I mean,
Yeah.
you were into traveling. I am sure you would have covered all of those areas as well, like wherever you're going or
Yeah.
wherever.
Yeah. Traveling is expensive. So is, recording all of these things. People think that, you just have to turn on your camera, but uh, I told you in my last lesson that I'm kind of introvert. I like to hang out with my friends, but I cannot speak in front of a camera, and especially while doing all those vlogs kind of things. I'm still getting used to it, but it is one of those challenges I'm trying to face, and hopefully I'm gonna ace it one day. And
Mm.
you are an inspiration for me, honestly. I told you about my students. I asked them to watch your videos, especially the one with me, and they really liked it. I mean, we had a session about watching your channel. I mean, our conversation, and we had a discussion about that. And uh, twice in a week, I teach them how to speak. Especially to communicate on like whatever things they are interested in. So
Mm.
I told them, see how this woman is speaking about her experience and the things she likes to speak, and they really liked the way you were speaking.
Thank you so much. Yes, so I want to ask you, you told me that you come from a village in Bihar, and it is not common
Yeah.
for a person to be talking English at this level, like how you are talking.
Hmm.
So why did you want to learn English? How did you learn?
Actually, it was never a conscious decision to learn English. I told you that I like to read. I have always been interested in stories. So I think because of reading and watching movies, I was able to understand. And when I was in class 11th, I joined English class where I got to meet some of my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then we used to have that discussion like right now. And then I realized that, this is a great way to explore different kind of cultures. I realized that the way I used to think completely changed when I was able to engage with all those people, in my class. Right. So it was never a conscious decision that today I'm going to learn noun, tomorrow I learn pronoun. I was never good at
Mm-hmm.
grammar or in general studies. But because I was fond of stories, I thought that Hindi, a language, was too short for me. I wanted to explore all those stories from all over the world, and I think because of it, I was able to actually grasp whatever was in front of me. And recently, I would say in past 2 years, I've been interested in listening to different comedians, podcasts, and because of it, I was able to understand real life conversation, right?
Mm, exactly.
Otherwise, I don't really get. In village, we don't actually speak in English. We either speak Bhojpuri or at work
Mm,
Hindi.
mm, exactly. Yeah. And which is the best book that you read so far?
Well, there is just so many to choose one.
Mm-hmm.
But if I
Something
always
which had a
recommend this
huge
to
impact
everyone.
on you.
There is this, yeah. It is a essaic poetry written by Khalil Gibran or Gibran, The
Okay.
Prophet. The
Okay.
book name is
The
The
Prophet.
Prophet. It sounds religious. Yeah, it sounds religious, but it is not a religious book.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about just every aspect of our life, be it love, marriage, crime and punishment, even clothes. He talks about clothes. So everything you can think of about our life, there is a small chapter about it in a poetic manner. It's not very difficult to understand. The language is archaic English,
Mm-hmm.
but you can understand it easily. So I recommend it to everyone, and some of my friends have actually read it and they really loved it. It's
Mm-hmm.
a very famous book, so I think they are able to, because the themes are very common. Like as I told you, it deals with every aspect of our life, even clothes, house.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very interesting. Some of the people find friendship chapter very intriguing. Some of them are able to relate with love, and
Mm-hmm.
I just love Khalil Gibran in general. He's a great author.
Hmm. Where do you buy your books? Do you buy them online or where do you buy?
Yeah, books are expensive. Books are expensive, ma'am.
That's why I'm
When I was
asking
in
you.
class 11th, uh, when I was in class 11th, I didn't have enough pocket money, and my mom understood that this guy is not actually studying for his syllabus. She understood that he's doing for entertainment. So I
Mm-hmm.
stopped asking for money to her, but somehow I got uh, a few books from
Mm-hmm.
the internet, and when I went to Delhi, I got a huge collection from second-hand book market, because here in Bihar you will hardly find any.
Of course,
There
yeah.
is actually not a there is not a single one which sells second-hand books. So when I was in Delhi, I made sure to get everything which was in my book list.
Mm.
And some of the time I order from second-hand bookstores online, but it is difficult to get the book you
Yeah,
are looking for, right?
exactly.
Hmm.
Yes, I understand that. Mm. Okay.
So
Uh, mm-hmm.
are you reading anything apart from those the last time we discussed?
No, I'm still at it. I'm reading only that because it is also going to help me while I'm talking to people because they are single sentences,
Yeah.
meaningful, and you can apply it to all your aspects of your life. You can
Hmm.
apply the same quotes. So I'm reading only that. And reading
Yeah.
is just, I just lost the hang of it after I've started being a mother and being busy.
Hmm.
I lost the hang of it. I think it's a thing. And
it is
also
understandable.
compromised. So I cannot on the phone or
Hmm.
Kindle, you can just zoom out and read. But reading from a
Hmm.
physical book, I'm finding a little bit strenuous on my eyes as well. So that is one more reason.
Oh, well, I can't read on my phone. I just can't. So I make sure that whenever I'm going anywhere, I carry a book with me. And I wanted to ask this question even last time.
Mm-hmm.
You do this almost every day, right?
Right. Yeah.
Recording sessions.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
So do you ever run out of things to say? I mean,
It hasn't happened so far because I usually keep a book with me of general questions which I can talk to people or topics that I can talk to people. If people are talkative, they know what to talk and take the
hmm,
conversation ahead. Those conversations are
hmm,
easier for me. I don't have to search for
hmm,
anything to talk about. But otherwise, when people are
yeah,
quieter and they don't know what to talk, then I just pick up a few questions from the book. So it's never happened that I'm quiet or gone blank on what to talk next. That's never happened.
yeah. And what about that repetition? I mean, you must have been asked same question countless times, right?
The
So,
one question that I've like repeatedly asked is about their introduction. And the second thing is how they learned
hmm,
English in some scenarios. But that's it. Nothing
hmm,
repetitive, I would say. Not that much repetitive. Otherwise, we get bored. We ourselves get bored asking the same and talking about the same thing. Also, the viewers will get bored
hmm.
seeing the same conversation. So
Yeah,
usually it is not repetitive, I
yeah.
think.
I think being on social media, it is very important to be creative,
Yeah,
especially with so many people creating content nowadays. Why would
exactly.
somebody would like to watch people
Mm,
talking, right? You have to
mm.
be creative enough.
Yeah, yeah. And they'll just switch. They want different people, different perspectives, different style of
Hmm,
thinking. So they just keep exploring. And if
hmm.
you are the same, they will not watch you. You have to keep evolving.
Yeah, definitely you have to.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, since you're in your 20s, I assume you're in your 20s?
Yeah, yeah. I'm 22, 23.
Okay.
I'm going to be 23.
Okay. That's nice. What's the best part of being in your 20s? Worst and best part?
I think you can understand it. It sucks. Honestly, I can't figure out what I'm supposed to do. And I talk a lot about it. I mean, with my friends who are of my age, and they are going with the same thing. We console ourselves. Dude, it's gonna be all right. But uh, there is so much going on in your 20s. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen next, but and being a pessimistic person, it becomes more difficult. So I try to surround myself with people who are positive. I don't have a big circle, right? I try to write down things,
Mhm.
and this is how I'm coping with it. It's really difficult, and especially being at a place where I don't find my kind of people.
Mm.
I feel a kind of alienated whenever I'm attending a marriage party, or I'm able to bond with my close friends, with my close friends. But whenever some relative is talking to me, or somebody is talking to me, I just freeze there. And like, how the hell am I supposed to talk to them? I understand that you just cannot talk about books all the time. It's not good, right? You cannot talk about movies all the time.
Mhm.
They will think that you are being pretentious, or they will think that stop with that, right? They will get this idea about you.
Mhm.
But then I'm not able to relate with them.
Yeah. Yeah. I think all the introverts will be able to relate to what you're telling right now. I'm an introvert as well, so it is quite difficult for me.
Yeah.
Social gatherings, I just want to run away. I love being at home. I
Yeah.
just want to be at home. So many people tell at least you will get vitamin.
Mm.
Go out for that sake. So if you don't want to be
Yeah,
social, hmm.
that's why I make sure to go out and run at least 3 times a week, because I stay home all the time. Only time I go out, either somebody calls me or we are
Hmm.
going to watch a movie. This is it, or my work. Apart from it, I stay home.
Hmm.
And because of, and I won't say that I'm completely introvert. I can talk a lot. Honestly, I talk a lot when I'm with my people, right? I
Yeah.
don't let them talk.
Yes. Yeah. And is there a
But
best part?
I,
Yeah, please complete.
when I'm with my friends, or the people whom I'm able to bond with, especially who are of my age. It's like we talk, we share common hobbies, so we talk a lot. But the moment I'm with my uncles or somebody who is not able to, yeah, so I freeze completely there. I don't know what to talk to them.
Hmm. Exactly. There's also a generation gap. So with our
Yeah, then, and there is this funny story where I work. There is this ma'am who must be around 40 or 50. In her 50s, she was calling me one day that you are very arrogant, that
oh,
you don't talk to us. And I was like, ma'am, what should I talk to you? See the age gap. Apart from our work, what I'm going to talk? What have you brought in lunch? Or what I'm going to discuss with her? But I made her understand that, ma'am, it's nothing like that. Come on, let's talk about movies then. Then I'll talk to you.
mm,
It was really funny. I didn't take it in a bad manner, but I told her, ma'am, it's nothing like that. I'd love to talk to you.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. People relate not being talkative to being arrogant. I don't know how the both are related,
Yeah.
but if you are not freely talking
Mm,
to somebody, be it of any age, so they will term you as being
mm,
arrogant. Even in my college days, I'm not talkative at all. So I will wait for the other person to have a
mm,
conversation. But I love the thing of talking to people. It's just that I don't know what to talk.
mm.
So they would say, you're so proud, you behave like you're from some other planet, or you're so arrogant and rude. Oh God, I face that as well a lot of times. Mm.
How was your college? I mean, it must have been you are from a different generation, but tell me how was your college?
My college was okay. Um, yeah, it was okay. Most of the time, I'm a studious kid, so I would. I also come from a conservative family, so it was just studies and me. Not too many friends, no
Mm,
hanging out, the routine college life that people think they go out, hang out, enjoy, nothing of those kind. That too, I'm a South Indian,
yeah.
so so all
Mm.
things added up. It was quite boring, and the aim was to get a job at the end of it and not have any backlogs. Like if
Yeah.
people who are studied engineering will understand that you will have backs like every semester. So
Mm,
it is very difficult to pass out without having any subjects pending to clear. So I used to clear every sem, every subject. So I was more into that, studying, going to the library, exploring more books. We
mm,
had a library where you just don't have to study your own book, what they have given you. But related to that, can gain more knowledge because it's not like school that
yeah.
you have studied your textbook and all the questions are going to come from your textbook. So I did a lot of research on that, and I was very bad at my practicals. Coding, I would hate coding. I don't know why I chose engineering. With no idea, just like that,
Mm.
I chose engineering. So I just hated coding, but I was pretty good at theory. So yeah, it was quite a
I think people always talk about their degree that they don't like it after choosing it. I mean, I have so many people say this thing. Even I used to think when I was in my second year that why the hell did I choose English? I could
Mm.
have I could have gone with something else. So I can understand that once you are interested in something, but then a time comes when you feel like it's just too much, right?
Yeah, yeah, but it is the same thing with anything you choose. You're going to go with something else, but you're going to feel the same way about that
Hmm.
as well.
Yeah,
So
same
you have
thing.
to adapt.
Hmm.
Mm. Yeah. So, like, yeah, you told me that whatever about your 20s. So, is there any best part,
Hmm.
any advantage of being in your
Yeah,
20s?
best part. Yeah, I think I can do a lot of things physically. I mean, I can function very well even after getting 5 hours of sleep. I feel that sometimes I have seen my people who are older than me, they struggle with that a lot. So I think being physically fit and I'm able to take care of myself. I think I have become more mature. I won't say that, but I'm gonna say it here that I'm gonna take responsibility of that thing. That with age, you are able to understand your surroundings. I don't complain anymore. What I used to do, I
Mm.
think I'm not complaining anymore. So this is the best part, I think, of my 20s, right? When I
Exactly.
was when I was 17 or 16, I used to complain a lot, especially
Mm.
to my parents, and I didn't understand their circumstances or what kind of position they were in. But I think I have become a mature person, I would say. And yeah, I would say that I have become a responsible guy in my
Mm.
20s, if it makes sense to who is in. Yeah, it is it is difficult, I told you earlier, but I think at the same time, I feel I can take care of myself. There are always, I'm scared of future, right? I don't know what I'm going to do next, but at the same time, I'm confident enough that yes, I can take care of myself and my family too.
Mm. Okay, yeah, that is the thing I miss about being in 20s. The energy level, and I never knew what
Yeah.
feeling tired meant. I never knew, even like 2 hours,
Mm.
3 hours of sleep. I don't know that this is what you call tiredness. But once you're in your 30s,
Yeah.
then you have your family, it hits so hard.
Mm.
Enjoy as long as you still have that fitness or those energy levels. Enjoy your life.
Yeah. And what about you? I mean, when you are in your 20s, how did you ever imagine that my future is gonna look like this, or did you ever plan?
I thought my future is something going to be related to I would be doing a good job in an MNC corporate world, and I envision
Mm.
myself like that. But I did not think that I will be settling down in a tired, like smaller city, taking care of kids. This was
Mm.
not what I imagined because I was quite good at what I was doing. So I never imagined that I
Yeah.
would settle down being a homemaker.
Mm.
Yeah, I had some other plans.
So, do you ever write to your future self? I mean, I think you used to write a lot, right?
Yeah, I used to. But I would
So, did
not
you ever
write.
write a future that?
No, I would never write anything to myself. I would only do when it comes to
Mm.
doing your emotional dump, your brain dump, I would write feelings which I
Yeah.
cannot tell anybody
Mm.
else or which I feel that they will not understand
Mm.
what I'm telling. So just to relieve myself, I would do the writing when it comes to feelings. But other than that, I would write
Mm.
stories, whatever, whatever. But nothing like writing to my future self. No. Because I'm quite irresponsible. I won't know where that piece of paper went later or that book went later. I
Yeah.
know.
So, are you scared of people finding out your personal writing? I mean, of course, you must be, but do you ever let somebody close to you read your stuff?
Honestly, I'm not writing anything now. But when I used to write, of
Mm.
course, I would be very conscious and embarrassed of anybody reading my
Mm.
whatever I've written. It's quite embarrassing, right? Because you are
Yeah,
yourself
it
and
is.
writing,
It is.
and only you know that you are
Mm.
like this. What people think of you is
Yeah.
something maybe in the outer sense, but what you're within yourself, that will come out only when you're writing. Because somehow you know that
Mm.
nobody's going to read it, or you're free enough to express yourself when you're writing. So of course it is quite embarrassing when someone else reads what you've written.
And what about this platform, YouTube? How do you find it as a way to express yourself? I mean, this is what I really loved about your channel, the way you let people express themselves, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
how do you find it for you?
Are very good, honestly. It is something that I can express without thinking. Uh,
Mm.
because I don't know, I think nowadays people are more mature and you can just talk about anything under the sun. It is a very nice platform
Yeah,
to express. And people who are
mm,
scared of English, many people have told me this is our first conversation, and somehow magically that hesitation
mm,
is gone once started talking to you. So from now on, I'll
mm,
start my practice, or from now on, I'll start interacting with people and having conversations. So that feels very nice that they broke the ice here while having a conversation with me. It feels nice.
yeah.
Hmm. Okay. I have another
And
question. Yeah. Did you want to say something?
go on. Yeah. No, no, I really, this concept of being expressive on this platform, I think it is a kind of therapy. When I was in class 11th,
Mm-hmm.
when I was in class 11th, I used to meet a lot of people, new people. They
Mm-hmm.
were completely strangers to me. And because of the way I was able to communicate my ideas to them, they respected me in a manner. They respected me, and I was able to, let my thoughts flow completely free. The way I used to write in my, my journal, it was
Mm.
a kind of same thing because they were not judging me because they thought that some of them never understood me. So it was it was another way to express myself that yeah, I'm speaking whatever I want to, right? So
Mm.
in that manner, I think this is a great way. You meet
Mm.
new people and you are able to get new ideas, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah. So I'll just ask you a fancy kind of question, maybe hypothetical. If money
Go
wasn't an
on.
obstacle, what would you be doing with your
Hmm.
life right now? You didn't have to worry about
I would
money.
be playing cricket all the time.
Oh.
Yeah, I every time, every day I'll take cricket. I mean, there is the only thing that keeps me, you know, I try to suppress my feeling when it comes to cricket. I know that when I'm going to think about it, I'll become irrational. And
Mm.
there is a story I'd like to share. There is this story, when I was in class 11, I had joined this cricket academy and I used to play cricket all the time. And my mom was so worried that my son is going to fail his exams. She went to the coach and abused him, literally abused him that you are you are making my son play cricket. And because of that, I was kicked out from the academy. I cried. Like I had never cried in my life like that. So if money was not an issue, I would always choose cricket.
Hmm.
Cricket is my thing. I love it more than anything.
That's really nice to know.
What
Is there
about you? What about you?
doing with my life right now?
Yeah.
Uh, I think I will have a lot of maids at home who will do everything for me.
Yeah, because of your kids, right?
Yeah, exactly.
you
It's and
you
homemaking. It's like never going to end. It doesn't have an end. Whatever you do,
I
there is
understand. I
no.
understand. When my mom is out, sometimes I have to take care of my house. We are not a big family. There are three members, so still it feels such a big task just to
Yeah.
cook meals for myself. I'm not a cook. I can only make omelette and boil some milk. That's it. But it feels like such a big task for me. So then I
Mm.
realized that how much my mom is doing for me. And in our Indian culture, I think we are more dependent on our parents. I have seen many people, like
Yeah.
I am one of them. I'm still living at my house. We are more dependent on them. I think it has to do more with economical sector of our country
And
and
cultural
the
values as well.
socio-economical. Yeah. Hmm.
When I was like
So,
living abroad, people would curse. Like my son is so grown up, he's finished his college and still he's sitting at my place. Why
uh,
doesn't he move out?
hmm
It's their frustration.
hmm yeah. And here, if you want to move out, they will be really, they won't let you.
They
I
won't
have,
let.
I don't earn much. I don't earn much at the moment, but I have asked my mom, can I please live somewhere else? I don't want to stay here. She got really angry. She wants me to get settled here. I mean, it is understandable why she thinks so, but at the same time, I want to move out from this place. It sucks being here. Honestly, it sucks.
Yeah, I understand the situation. Especially like even when we are married, we have our own family, we have our own children. Still, it is such a taboo topic moving out of house, not living with your parents, and whole society is going to.
Yeah, yeah. And of course. And I think I'm able to understand it more right now. You know, uh, the person who passed away was my brother-in-law,
Oh,
and they are financially good. And my sister is very young. She is 31, and he was too. He was 32, 33.
oh,
But now that her life, I was talking to her, and she is really hopeless at the moment. I was trying to console her that, Dee, it's gonna be all right. You'll figure out something. We are here. But she's thinking about her kids, and because of that taboo thing of moving out and all of those things, like the way it is structured, it's really pitiable. It's gonna take forever
yeah.
to get a level where we can be free.
Yes, yes. It doesn't matter who you have, but not having your partner with you, nothing
Hmm.
like that. Nothing, nobody
Hmm.
can take that position or understand. the importance of that position. Nobody can do what a father will do for their children and for their
Yeah,
family.
yeah, yeah. Hmm. Nobody can replace him. I know that nobody can replace him, but it's gonna take time for her to get used to it. And whenever I'm thinking about them, it makes me sad. So I'm trying to be positive that I can help them. I can. She has two kids, and I want to help them in whatever manner I can. But as you talked about that moving out and being free, it's such a taboo thing to talk here, even after getting married.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think she needs more dependence. She needs more support now. So she cannot think of
Yeah,
moving out.
she does.
Mm. Yeah, the meeting.
I told her, I told her that, don't worry about it, but she's not gonna listen to us, right? Because it
It's
will take
easier
time.
said than
We are
done.
here for it.
It's
Yeah.
impossible to not think about it.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Hmm. So the meeting is going to get disconnected automatically after like around 5 more minutes. So anything else you want
Yeah.
to tell? I want to know
Anything
this
else?
thing.
Yeah, I want to.
Is there any movie that made you cry? Because for men, it is quite difficult to
I,
cry, especially while watching movies.
you know, mhm.
Tell me.
I don't know how people are gonna take this. I cry a lot watching movies and reading books.
Okay.
I cry a lot. There are so many movies that has made me cry, and especially movies based on war.
Oh, I get it.
And
Mm.
I was recently reading this book by it was in Afghanistan. Khalid Hosseini. The
Mm-hmm.
author is Khalid Hosseini. The book was The Kite Runner, and it is based on Afghanistan. So the situation of
Yeah.
Afghanistan, right? There
Mm-hmm.
is Taliban, and war is going. The situation of women is so pathetic to even talk about. I mean, it's not pathetic. I think pathetic is the not right word, but it is very very miserable. I mean, they're helpless there, and you won't believe the way I was crying. It was uncontrollable. I mean, I had to close the book and then go and wash my face. It was that bad. And I think war is a topic which I find very sensitive. You know, we as a person, we are not able to help in any manner. What can we do? It is not in our hand. So
Exactly.
I cry a lot. I, I cry a lot, especially watching movies and reading books.
Okay, that's like
You know,
it somehow makes me happy to hear that.
you know what? Not everybody is ready to accept it. In my bus, which I take every day, there is this guy who is in his 40s.
Uh-huh.
One day he was talking to this woman. He told her that if you watch movies and cry, you should take medication. You need to take medicine. And I was really embarrassed. But how he's gonna react if he found out that I cry reading books?
No, but it's really nice that you are soft-hearted. You are whoever is going to be your future partner, she's going to be lucky because you're not as hard. They say like, men, they do not understand emotions, but you do. Like I'm really, I don't know what word I should use, but you're soft and sober, so nice.
But if my ex is watching it, she's gonna abuse you in the comment section.
No, but I'm just giving my opinion. But after living with you,
Mhm.
after knowing you
Thank you,
completely,
thank
I
you,
don't
thank
know
you.
what the perspective will be. But this is what I
Yeah,
feel. Hmm.
yeah. It was nice talking to you, and I hope
Same
we
here.
can do this in future too.
Yes, yes, same here. I love talking to you as well. Take care, good luck, and don't
Yeah,
worry too much. Take care of
yeah.
your life.
You too. Yeah, you too. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye.